I kind of like the fanfiction community, and I figure, making a video of me reacting to reading a fanfiction story is a little bit better than writing a review. If the fanfiction author wants me to take this video down, I will. This is just an experiment. See what happens. Okay, so the title of this story is called Mabel's Get Along Cupcakes by a user with the very original username GravityFallzRocks with a Z. That's clever. I'm gonna read the description real quick. Sick and tired of her grunkles fighting and arguing all the time, Mabel comes up with an idea to do something about it. As you should. In the journal, she reads about the get-along cupcakes, which can make any person who eats it get along with the first person they see. Mabel thinks it's a great idea. She makes it and gives it to her grunkle Stan and Ford. But it doesn't work how she expected, of course. Every good story needs a twist. Kind of sounds like a love potion, but a friend potion, which I'm totally on board with. I mean, everybody needs a friend potion. And, cupcake form, that just makes it all the more appetizing. My dog will not shut up. See, I live right across from a school, so, this time every day, the school gets out, cars pile across the street, kids come out, my dog barks at all of them because we got a big window. Anyway, I'm getting off track. This is not about me. This is about the story. I'm going to read it right now. One afternoon in Gravity Falls, Oregon, at the Mystery Shack, Mabel Pines was happily humming to herself, playing with her adorable pet pig, Waddles, when she suddenly heard her Grunkle Stan's booming voice from downstairs. Poindexter, can you stop doing your scientific work in the living room? I'm trying to watch TV. No, I can't, Stanley. I have to get this experiment done, Ford told him. We'll get it done later. Duck-tective is on right now, Stan shouted. You can watch that dumb kids show any day, Stanley, Ford growled at him. It's not as important as me finding out the secrets behind Gravity Falls' weirdness. I haven't actually watched too much Gravity Falls, but I bet some kind of magical curse thing. I kind of like the, all caps. I mean, the thing is, well, I'm not sure how to put this, but all caps always seem to me as a very, childish thing. So it's kind of like when you hear really loud, poorly produced drums in independent music. It's like well, it's charming because you don't see that in most mainstream things. You hear the drums mixed a little bit down, and the the guitars mixed a little higher than the drums. Sometimes drums are mixed a little louder than guitars, but the vocals are usually on top in most mainstream recordings because that's kind of what you're looking for. So when you see all caps in fan fiction things like this, it's really charming because it kind of highlights the independent aspect of fan fiction and the fact that it's accepted, whereas I think in other literary circles it'd be shut down is a sign of fan fiction's excellent community, which is I think one of the most important parts of fan fiction. I'm not a huge fan of those websites that they see my stutters and all that stuff and me pausing to think of things to say. That's a sign of authenticity. Anyway, I'm not a huge fan of fanfiction sites that don't allow authors to publish unless they reach a certain degree of quality, because I think that's well, it's a double-edged sword. I mean, you get less badly written fanfiction stories, but you also forget a fundamental aspect of the community, which is anyone can publish any of their stories for anyone to see and critique, which is nice. Dog. Oh, really? Well, guess what? I don't care, Stan shot back. Dr. Pepper. Yep. Mabel could hear her two grunkles yelling and fighting at each other from upstairs, both of them yelling mean and rude and hurtful words towards each other. I think too many ands were used in that sentence. That's something I would probably, fix at some point, maybe. I mean, like, yelling mean and rude and hurtful, that's kind of redundant, you know? I mean, like, just saying yelling mean words would probably suffice. But whatever. Ever since Ford came out of the portal, they both have... Wait, so sorry, let me start over. Ever since Ford came out of the portal, they have both, instead of making up and forgiving each other for what they have done in the past, they have only been fighting, fighting, and fighting. See, there's the redundancy. Maybe fighting and bickering and... I don't know. That's something else. Finally, Mabel snapped. She couldn't stand to hear people fighting, especially her two grunkles. She rushed downstairs, tears forming in her eyes. "Stop it!" she shouted at both of them. "Stop it, both of you!" Stan and Ford both stopped shouting at each other upon hearing Mabel's voice and turned to look at their great-niece. A hurtful look appeared on each of their faces when they saw that she had tears rolling down her cheeks. "Sweetie, what's the matter?" Stan asked her softly. See, I'm really getting into this now. This writing is immersive, you know? I don't think anything starts out immersive, but whatever. Anyway. "What's the matter? What's the matter?" She glared at her grunkles, struggling to keep more tears from coming out. "You two, that's what's the matter. Ever since Grunkle Ford came out of the portal, you guys have just been fighting and arguing." There we go, arguing, that's a word. "Why can't you guys forget about what happened in the past and get along again?" "Now, sweetie, calm down." He gently rubbed her hair before he continued talking. "Listen, you know I would get," there's no space between would and get, you might want to fix that, "along with Ford if he just thanks me for spending 30 years in the portal." He gave his brother a stern look. "Me? Forgive you? Never," Ford growled. "You made me lose 30 years of my life on this dimension. And let's not forget who cost me my dream school." "Oh, again with the dream school," Stan shouted angrily. They both started fighting again, forgetting all about Mabel. Fresh tears poured into Mabel's eyes as she ran upstairs to her room, tucked herself in, and collapsed on the bed. She soon started to sob. Waddles, noticing how upset she was, climbed up with her on the bed and gave her a lick on the cheek in an attempt to cheer her up. Mabel looked up at her pig and gave a sort of happy smile as she pulled him in for a hug. "Oh, Waddles, what am I gonna do about Stan and Ford? They fight all the time. I wish they could just get along like they used to as kids." The more the images of how her two grunkles were shouting rude things to each other, the more upset Mabel got. If only there was a way they could be nice to each other. Suddenly, Mabel's eyes widened, and a big and mischievous grin. Mischievous. I'm gonna say mischievous real quick. A mischievous grin appeared on her face. She had the same look when she had gotten the idea to use truth-telling teeth to get Grunkle Stan to stop lying and to get Robbie and Tambry together. This meant that she had gotten another idea, an idea that was obviously to make Stan and Ford stop arguing and get along again. "Waddles, I got it," she exclaimed happily. "I think I know how to make Stan and Ford get along and be nice to each other." She ran to Dipper's drawer, opened it up, and pulled out Ford's third journal. "We can make them get along with this." She proudly showed the journal to Waddles. Oink! Waddles cocked his head to his side, confused. I'm kind of immature. I still chuckle when I see the word, cocked, guns cocked and loaded. Boom. I know what you're thinking, Waddles. How the heck is a nerdy book gonna help Grunkle Stan and Grunkle Ford get along? Well, she flipped through the book and stopped at a certain page. On the page was a picture of a sparkling cupcake called the Get Along Cupcakes with 2 full pages of notes about them. I know this is from the journal in the story, but I can't help but see like a children's book or a My Little Pony cartoon or maybe a Chowder episode where they're like looking through a children's book and they open up a picture book with like a bright colored picture of like maybe pink and purple cupcakes with something called the Get Along Cupcakes. Oh, I'm just see. This is what fan fiction does to me. It gets me like it makes me feel good about myself. It makes me feel good about that the people of the world are spending their time to make these these stories that make people happy, and I can totally get behind that, and as long as there's no hate speech or anything like that in it. But darker fan fiction's good too, because some people just want to be sad, and we should let them be sad if they want. I mean, like when I feel sad, I kind of want to read Watchmen. I want to read I don't know, Deadpool or something. I read Deadpool when I was younger. I haven't really read any of the newer Deadpool comics. I've seen the new Deadpool movie. I want to, but I don't know. Maybe at some point I will. One time, as I was flipping through the journal of boredom, I noticed this page with cupcakes that are called the Get Along Cupcakes. Maybe these cupcakes will have the power to help people get along. That's, I mean, it's funny because it's in the name. I could totally see Mabel saying that on the show. Maybe the Get Along Cupcakes will have the power to help people get along. I could totally see that, She quickly skimmed through the journal and squealed, "Oh my gosh, they do!" According to this journal, when 2 people can seem a get-along cupcake, they'll immediately get along with the first person they lay their eyes on. I think I said purse there, with the first person they get along to. The first person holding a purse. That'll, yeah. That's funnier than it should be. So that means if I let Stan and Ford each eat a cupcake together, they'll act nice to each other and they won't fight anymore. It's perfect. See, that's I think another bus. She ran out of the room ready to make cupcakes, but not a second had passed when she came along back into the room. Wait, sir. But not a second had passed when she came back into the room. Wait, where am I going to find the ingredients, and what do I even need to make them? She skimmed through the Get Along Cupcakes page until she finally found its ingredients and where to find them. Oh, all right. Now I know what I need and where to find it, she smiled after she read it. She quickly put the journal back in Dipper's drawer. She then ran out the door in excitement and set out to find the ingredients that she needed to make the Get Along Cupcakes that her Grunkle, Stan, and Ford would get along as they... She then ran out the door in excitement and set off to find the ingredients that she needed to make the Get Along Cupcakes that her Grunkle, Stan, and Ford would get along again as they used to. Well, I gotta say, that was, as far as fanfiction stories go, it's a good opening, I guess. And, as seen by this video, it entertained me at least. So that's something. Thumbs up. Keep writing, Gravity Falls rocks.